All right, hey guys. So we are finishing up these notes for lesson 2 of the vectors unit. After these notes, I will be posting a few problems for you guys to try. So keep your eyes out for that. I'll give you tomorrow to do that. Okay, so we talked about a unit vector. A unit vector means it's a vector that goes in a direction, but it only has a length of 1. So think about it. No matter where you put a unit vector, it's going to have the endpoint or the terminal point on that unit circle that we had talked about before. So the unit circle has a radius of 1, so the end of that vector is going to be on the unit circle. Now what that means is that if there's a unit vector AV, we can write that as cos theta, comma, sine theta. Because remember, x is the x value is the cos of the angle, and the y value is the sine of the angle. So if I know the angle, I can write it as cos theta sine theta, or the linear combination cos theta I plus sine theta j. Remember, those are the same exact thing. Okay? So now let's take this a little bit further. You can take this vector, now if it's not a unit vector, let's say it has a length of 2 instead of 1. Well, you just multiply cos theta by whatever the magnitude is, and you multiply sine theta by whatever the magnitude is. So the component form in trigonometric form of a vector is going to be comma so you just multiply the cos theta by the magnitude and the sine theta by the magnitude, and this is called the trigonometric form of the vector. So we can always do this, and again, you can write this as, oops, okay, remember J. Those are the same exact thing, it's just written in a slightly more complicated way, only because we have I and J instead of the component form. Okay, this is what we talked about yesterday with that I and J. All right, so the easiest way to describe this is just to do a couple examples. So we're given a vector, and it says find the component form of the vector, okay? We're given the magnitude or the length of the line, and we're given the direction angle. So if I want to find the component form of that vector, all I do is I write I'll rewrite it up here just so you guys have it as a reference. This is the trigonometric form of the vector. So it's the magnitude times cos of 60, comma, the magnitude times sine of 60. So you take the angle, you do the cos of it, and you do the sine of it. So 8, and then remember to find the cos of 60, that's the x value, so 1/2. So it's going to be 8 times 1/2, comma, 8 times the sine of 60 is square root of 3/2. Well, this is 4, comma, was reduced to 4 radical 3, because the 8 and the 2 reduced to 4 and 1. So this is how you do it. So this vector has a magnitude of 8 and an angle of 60. Okay? Now, just for your reference, this is called the trigonometric form. This is called the component form. Okay, so if it ever asks for the trigonometric form, you can just leave it just like that. You can just leave it like the top one. Okay, let's try the next one. So we want the component form of this vector. So it'll be 20 cos 225, 20 sine 225. So cos of 225, that's right up here, that's negative square root of 2/2. the sine is also negative square root of 2 over 2. So these are going to be the exact same thing. So let's see what happens. We reduce these, so it's negative 10 square root of 2, comma, again, negative 10 square root of 2. So there's that. These are pretty simple. If you're given the magnitude and the direction angle, you can find the component form relatively simply, as long as you remember this formula up here, the trigonometric form. Okay, let's do the next one. So we have 12 cos 150, 12 sine 150. Cos of 150 is negative square root of 3 over 2. Sine of 150 is just 1/2. So this is negative 6 square root of 3, comma 6. Now 340 is a little bit challenging. And the reason that 340 is challenging is because it is not one of the ones on here. So this one, we'll just do to the nearest, let's say nearest tenth. Okay, that way we don't have to do a whole lot. It doesn't say to find the exact value, so we can do nearest tenth. So let's do 30 cos 340, comma 30 sine 340. And I'm literally just going to type that in my calculator, making sure I'm in degree form. So 30 cos 340. If I can get my calculator open here again. Sorry. All right, here we go. 30 times the cosine of 340 is 28.2, comma, and then 30 sine 340. Is negative 10.3. Okay, so there you go. So this one, if it's not one of the ones on your unit circle, just round to the nearest tenth. Make it nice and easy for yourself.